Hello and welcome back. I'm DMAC, and today I wanted to do a little video to introduce you to some new challenge locks that are soon heading out to the UK. I don't know if they're going to end up anywhere else in the world. Maybe they will, maybe you'll get lucky or unlucky depending on how you see it. But these challenge locks have got an interesting base. I mean, most challenge locks I tend to use Euros for mine. They're really common over in England. I know the Americans use a lot of kick cylinders and mortise cylinders. I'm quite fond of using Yales, as this one is, because you've got some reasonable tolerances in there, which can make it a much more interesting and challenging pick. If you use a cheaper lock for the base of your challenge lock, then generally the tolerances are sloppy, and the pins, as much as you might modify them, don't really put up much resistance when they're picked. Not always the case, but kind of just generally speaking. Anyway, recently in the UK, a seller popped up on eBay, and a lot of us look on eBay for old locks, and they were selling a whole bunch of these, which, as you can see, Assa on there, Assa Abloy, are kind of really nice locks to pick. And I think they had about 100, 150, something like that. I think there was a whole suite of that they were getting rid of, and they'd priced them all very low. I mean, prices currently in the UK for an Assa 600, which is what this is, they'd go for sort of between 15, 20, 25 pounds, something like that each, and each of these came with a couple of keys, which was great. So I think one of the guys on Facebook let everyone else know that they were available, and within a couple of days I think everything got bought up. I think myself, I bought 4 or 5, and they had a couple of Rucos as well. Anyway, the ones that I got, we were faced with a little bit of a challenge. If you look at the key bitting on there, you can see that these last 3 pins are really, really low. And I think, I've got a whole bunch of keys here, as fierce as that looks, if you look at those last 3 pins, they're really, really low. That's the same key. Yeah, last 3 pins again, really, really low. And what that means is when you look at this one here, I'll show you the bit on that one, again, really, really flat bitting. So these come with, most of them came with gins or Assa barrels up top, and I think they all came with the gin milling at the bottom. And if you look at that as it's resting, that's for this one here, try not to lose any master wafers, because I think they came with a lot of master wafers as well. You've not got to do much work to get them open. Pin 6 is almost at shear line. Pin 5, the gin milling doesn't come into play, so you haven't got to worry about that gin. 4, the gin won't come into play because it's almost at shear already. Pin 3, as standard in a lot of Assa 600s, doesn't have any milling in it, so that doesn't come into play. So I think on this one, only the first 2 pins you have to deal with the gins, and they're almost at shear anyway. So what it means is, while they're still fun to pick, it can mean that they are much easier than perhaps something with a more challenging bitting. And I think that got a chap called Rob Lawn, all the guys on the UK Facebook would know who he is, I'm sure. Got him to thinking that, perhaps some of these could be modified and turned into challenge locks. So he decided to send 4 locks out to challenge lock makers, myself being one of them, for us to put together a set that would go out in the community. So we've got 4 locks here. I'll just show you. These are the locks here that Rob sent out. These were sent to myself, Harry Bow, John Salmon and Dan McAleer for us to do our evil work in them, and it's taken a while for us to sort of get them all together, but they're finally here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some nice engraving on it, and if you know me, and if you've seen my challenge locks before, you know that I like to do a load of engraving. So we'll mark these 1, 2, 3 and 4, and these will travel out in the UK and beyond, possibly as a set for pickers to pick. Quick mention on the keys. We did have some issues with the keys, as you can see from, as I mentioned, the keys that come as standard, they don't provide much bitting, so you've only really got three pins to work with. So that proved a bit of a problem. I had an idea to use, this is actually pick material that I used to make the blades of picks, so I think it's about 23 thousandths thick, and I figured we could use that because it fits in the keyway like so. Obviously it doesn't work this lock, But that caused a bit of a problem, and what that problem was as you use this key and rotate it 180 degrees, it meant that if you've got T-pins in the tops, then they would fall into the bottom of the keyway, and then the lock would be bricked, and that's not really gonna sort of cut it for a challenge lock. Challenge lock's got to be quite robust. So I think what the guys did is Dan found these key blanks. These are Silca key blanks, and found that although the warding didn't match these ones here, if we just ground off the bottom there, then they're able to fit in the keyway. I'm not sure if that's the right lock or not, but I won't put it in. I think one fella used an actual Assa key and did the same thing, actually ground off the bottom of the key there. That's pretty fierce, that bit in there, doesn't it? We'll have a quick look at the bit in. That one looks horrendous. That one doesn't look so bad. That one looks like the stuff of nightmares, and that one doesn't look so bad, the low set one there. So what I thought we'd do is I'll take you along for the ride, so I'm going to mark these up and we'll get them engraved, and then I will do a proper introduction to these Assa challenge locks. And there we have it. We've got all our challenge locks engraved. So we've got numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4, which doesn't tell you who made which lock. I think we'll keep it anonymous, and perhaps you can have a little guess. And you may have seen there from the video, this set is called the 4 Assaholes, which I thought was kind of appropriate given the skill of the challenge lock makers that put some of these together. So these will probably go out as a set, and I will probably put a little booklet with them as well, so you can fill in whether you got them picked or not. Probably keep it to having them each for 2 weeks, whether you pick them or not, and then just move them on so that everyone can have a go at these. I did ask Rob where he'd like these sent first, and whether anyone had upset him particularly, so we could send them to them. And he asked for me to be the first victim. I recently sent Rob some challenge locks, and I think he had lots of fun and games. Lots of curse words were involved while he was picking them, I'm sure. So he'd like to get his revenge on me. So that means that I get to be the first victim. I think I've picked my one when I put it together, did a test pick on it, but I've not tried the others, so I'll have these for 2 weeks. And then I asked Rob where he'd like them sent next, and he said he would like the makers to have the first go. So Harry Bow, John Salmon and Dan McAleer, heads up, because these will probably be coming your way very shortly. Anyway, I'm going to finish the video there, and I'm going to probably get my picks into these and try and get them picked. I'm definitely better at making challenge locks than I am at picking them, so I think I might struggle with these. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Big thanks to Rob Lawn for putting this set together, so that everyone can enjoy it, and if they come your way, good luck picking them. Thanks for watching today, and bye for now.